slogan which at some level gives you this sense of genuine authenticity? Yes, what would you come up with?
On this spot, I think you were asking me for slogan earlier also. So I'm saying मुझे ऐसे ही दिमाग में जो आता है अभी गूंज रहा है भारत और इसको मैं आई कैन सी अ कैंपेन देयर लाइक यहाँ से जो टूरिस्ट आ रहा है वो भी कह रहा है मुझ में गूंज रहा है भारत और आप विश्व स्तर पर देखें और देश के देखें गूंज रहा है भारत भारत का प्रताप भारत की प्रतिष्ठा भारत का सम्मान भारत की एवरीथिंग अबाउट आवर कंट्री इट्स रेजोनेटिंग रिवर्बरेटिंग I feel right now, if you ask me instantly, I mean, this is an exercise which we normally sort of, that's a profession, you're asking it to do for free.
Well, someone is paying you now, I believe. Someone is paying you. BJP is going to pay you for
that's
obviously building their political strategy. So how is that?
Of course, when it happens,
Announcement
we are looking forward to the challenge. I think there are some fabulous people out there, you know, who are in the committee and in the organization. Great minds, I would say, BJP has. And I think it will be immensely a learning exercise for me personally as well, as always been. And I think work is a way of our engaging with life. I think we look forward to the challenge.
Well, it's very interesting that you've got this assignment at a time when many people say that BJP doesn't represent everyone in this country. It only represents a very few bunch of people who are allied to a particular kind of exclusivist idea of India, etc., etc. So how are you going to broad base the BJP's appeal?
आप लगता है एक किनारा लेके बैठे हुए हैं मुझे नहीं लगता कि मुझे बिल्कुल भी ऐसा नहीं लगता I mean, लेश मात्र भी नहीं लगता कि जब आप भारत कहते हैं तब भी नहीं लगता मुझे लगता है कि ये भारत का डिबेट जो है आप बढ़ाना चाहे तो बढ़ाते रहे लेकिन अगर आप समझें तो उसकी आत्मा में आपको समझ में आ जाता है कि भाई एक संस्कृति होती है देश की आत्मा होती है और वो संस्कृति को हम जन्म देते हैं हमारे हाथों से बनती है उसमें जो भी है वो सब हमारा है तो उसमें किसको कहाँ पर यूज़ करना है उसकी भारत कहाँ कह रहे हैं आप इंडिया कहाँ कह रहे हैं क्यों कह रहे हैं वो इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया कहेंगे इनक्रेडिबल आई थिंक ये जैसे जैसे इवॉल्व होता है ऐसे ऐसे लोगों के थॉट्स क्लियर होते हैं रही बात की पार्टी किसकी है आई थिंक आई वुड से एनीबडी हु इज ऑपरेटिंग एज अ पार्टी वुड लाइक टू बी एंड आई थिंक मैं समझता हूँ बीजेपी सबकी पार्टी है आई थिंक दे आर ट्राइंग टू एंड लुक एट आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर ही ट्राइज टू रीच आउट टू एवरीवन I was with him with the youngsters at the Creators Award, Young Creators, Content Creators Award. And I could see that young 17-year, 20-year, 25-year-old boys and girls, how they were sort of from across the country, who are not, they don't have knowledge of politics that much, but how they were gravitating towards it. I think intent is there. Now how far people have gone, how much road to cover, you can talk about those things. You can't be illusionary about those things. But intent of BJP is to be a party of everyone in this country. In fact, they have global ambitions. मैं इसलिए भारतीयता को मानता हूँ देखिए भारतीयता के मूल में हमने G20 में मेरा सौभाग्य रहा कि इनके जैसे माइंड के साथ मैंने काम किया G20 में I did the branding and advertising and campaign with him. He was leading it. Now, if you see, हमने वहाँ पे कहा वसुधैव कुटुंबकम. In tourism today, I think this for a long time, but to understand हमने क्या किया, we have just reinforced what India people wanted to believe India is. कि यहाँ पे बहुत सारे कलर हैं, बड़े मसाले हैं, नाच गाना है, और उसी को reinforce हम काफी वक्त तक करते रहे. Well, some of that is not wrong. The truth is, it's not deep diving into Indian ethos. When we say diversity, it looks like the way people are talking about diversity and inclusion in the world, India is also talking about diversity and inclusion in the world. But is it the truth? The truth is, when we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, when we say Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti, or we go to Syadvad or Anekantvad, now ये सब चीजें हमारे एंशिएंट इथोस है. नाउ पीपल विल से व्हाई यू गोइंग टू एंशिएंट. अरे भाई वही तो आपको डिफरेंशिएट करता है वरना एवरीबडी थिंक्स लाइक इट्स अ फैशन टू टॉक अबाउट इंक्लूसिविटी एंड डाइवर्सिटी. इंडिया इज ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. इंडिया इज नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. इंडिया हैज प्रैक्टिस्ड इट. Now, how does it help brand India? It does help brand India because it makes it ahead of everyone, and it says that before you even, it crossed your mind, this civilization was practicing it. I take a lot of pride in it. Whenever I go into different other countries, I make it a point, I say that. Another point which he made a point to say in G20 was mother of democracy. Now, democracy, I think our Honorable Prime Minister had played a lot of emphasis to that, that people should know that democracy is not a newfound thought for India. It has been part of the ethos of this country. Another thing, sustainability. You look at sustainability, you say sustainable development. And मैं pride के साथ, बहुत गर्व के साथ ये कहता हूँ कि I come from a country जहाँ पर we never talk about human civilization, human thing. Keeping human at the center is not what we do. That we are humans and everything else is for our consumption. That is not the way India thinks. India thinks about Srishti. Srishti means all creation. There is a rhythm to the creation. So I am one of the part of the creation. Hence, it is not for my consumption. And what it does, that it creates sustainability on its own. And then sustainable development, sustainability comes like an afterthought. Like you say, sustainable development. The sustainability has come as an afterthought. But for India, development has to begin with sustainability because we believe in Srishti and creation and one with it. That's why we cannot harm something for our progress. Now, is it a modern thought or is it a thought which is part of the ethos of the country? And if somebody says it's part of the ethos of the country, you call them parochial, you call them the fact that they are, becoming inward looking. I think that is injustice and unfair.
Well, Mr. Kant, obviously there has been a moment in time where we are deciding to make this pivot, but the experience has been thus far that Bharat was sort of tucked away a little bit.